Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and do a trade breakdown for today, essentially explaining how I caught low of day again, and how I caught 12R. I recorded this earlier, but the audio was chopped, so I had to restart. Essentially, coming on to the markets today, I was looking at overall price action, and I saw that we first took out Asian lows, London lows, right? And we were, headed down, and the only thing sitting lower is this pink line being previous day lows, right? So that was the only thing that we could have taken out before we could have at least come to rebalance, And another thing that I looked at is this other slightly lighter pink line. That's my midnight open. And anytime we're below midnight open, we usually, I usually look for longs. If we're above midnight open, I'll be looking for shorts. So I was looking for longs. Bias was clearly bullish. And yeah, for my standard deviations, one thing that I wanted to say is that if I'm looking for longs, I'm gonna choose the manipulations to the downside rather than to the upside, right? And if I'm looking for shorts, I'm going to be looking for manipulations to the upside rather than downside. So, right, I used this leg because it was the highest leg of London, right? That gave us this -4 that aligned right under previous day lows. So, that 561, right? And then I also had my pre-market legs marked out, right? But the thing is, here's my pre-market leg, but this is a different pre-market leg. And usually I just have one, but today I had two, right? Because this was standard pre-market leg, -3.5, aligning with this area. But then, why did I choose this one? Well, because on the lower time frames, right, we go and we have like this little PO3 setup right here. We chop, manipulate, and excuse me, manipulating this holy shit, I forgot what it's called. Accumulation, distribute, sorry. Anyways, but here's the thing. When you go and look on the lower time frames on the 30-second, this looked like accumulation and then manipulation to the downside, right? And it looked much more clear. Like, I don't know, it looked more clear on the 30-second. I'm on the 1 minute here. So, manipulation to the downside, and I'm clearly bullish, so I'm going to mark out this leg. Rebalance to equilibrium, but we actually tapped the 618, so I knew this was a pretty solid manipulation leg. Then we displace lower, rebalance, displace lower, rebalance, and displace lower. Then, when I was on the charts, right around 9:10, 9:20ish, as you can see, we're just chopping right here, right? We have accumulation, and then we failed to sweep out these accumulative highs, right? So this is still within the accumulation range, and then we manipulate to the downside, right? As we manipulate to the downside, we excuse me, take out previous day lows, tap the standard deviation levels, and project to the upside. However, here's one thing that I had marked out as well. This, I'm not sure where it went. There we go. It says 63 RO, but it's a little smaller. Anyway, 63 RO being 63 resting orders at 565, 560 levels. It was at first very little amount of heat, but it had 63 resting orders, so it kind of stood out to me. Lining with my standard deviation levels and previous day lows, I was like, okay, that's already a good sign. So I just limited 565, and then 10-point stop. And then as we got closer to this level, we started, the heat map started showing more heat around that area, started becoming more and more red. And then as well as orders in that area increasing. I think it was like 200 something, 203, 203, 204. A good amount of orders started filling there or getting placed there, and then we essentially came in, tapped, absorbed all the orders, and displaced up really fast, really hard. First tapped that 0.5, rebalanced, and essentially, yes, it took us almost 2 hours till we hit TP, but we did hit TP, and then we went pretty much all the way up. So yeah, and another level that I was watching, actually, the 730, 736 ish, that zone also ended up being high of day, so I could have ping-ponged this, but I just took my trade and I was done for the day. Overall, really good trade. I don't know, A plus in my books. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys got some sauce out of this. Deuces.